Welcome back, everybody. It's another edition of New Guitar Day, but today it's a new used guitar. There's the cat. She's done her business. Now she's going to go. It is February the 23rd, 2022. This morning it was a balmy 15 degrees below zero with a wind chill of 23 below zero. Yes, it was a frosty morning. Well, today's edition, used guitar, because it was so cold, we're just going to pull it out of the box and let it acclimate. And I think I'll wait till we open the case in a few hours or peek into it to tell you what it is, but I just wanted to start with this part of the video to see what kind of case we have. Because whenever you get a case of the guitar, that certainly increases the value. I'm sure we have the plethora of Guitar Center padding. Oh, you can feel how cold it is in the box. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. Cat's out of the bag. It's an Epiphone. I'll let you know that much. I have to hand it to Guitar Center. They have never failed to do an excellent packing job. So I give them credit for that. So yeah, this is all you can see at the moment is it's an Epiphone. So we'll be back. We're going to let it slowly warm up, which is the right thing to do, although it's a poly finish, and I don't think there'd be any issues, but we're going to let it warm up. So we'll be back in a bit. Okay, we've let some time pass. I think that the guitar is acclimated to a reasonable amount of time. So we're going to crack it open and take a look and see what it is that they sent. I have to say my first surprise is upon closer inspection, this is actually an Epiphone Casino Coupe, which I wasn't paying attention. Behold, the beauty of the Coupe. By the way, it came with a case. I think I mentioned that. And I can already see some issues that are pretty glaring. You've got a finish crack the full length of the back of the guitar, purely cosmetic, but the guitar was described in great condition. Another finish crack, another finish crack, and another finish crack. So it is the strangest looking fingerboard. This is supposedly a rosewood fingerboard. It's actually white, so it's going to need some treatment. I think the most important thing to do, as always, is to play the guitar. But I did want to point out that finish crack, finish crack, finish crack, finish crack the whole length of the back. I've never seen that on any guitar that I've had. The fret ends feel wonderful. There's no headstock crack, which is good. Somebody upgraded to locking tuners, which is a plus. This is a 2017 model. If it plays okay, the guitar is dirty as well, which is too bad, but you know, what are you going to do? The case was filthy as well. I've cleaned it up a bit. You know, wine, wine, wine. I'm going to try and take a picture of that finished crack. So, you can't feel it, so that's interesting. I doubt it's the wood. Anyways, we're going to play it for a couple hours. We'll come back and give you more of an evaluation. Okay, welcome back. It is now about 7:30 in the evening. Again, it is February the 23rd, 2022. And I've just played this guitar for about 2.5 hours. And it's really a shame that this guitar has the issues that it has. And even with the issues that it has, I still may end up keeping it because here's the deal. This guitar plays fantastic. Although it needs new strings, it seriously needs some oil on the fingerboard. It needs a little bit of setup work, but it plays fantastic. If I would have known a few years ago the joy of the Epiphone Casino Coupe, I would have snapped one of these up. Because I don't pay attention to details, I actually thought I was getting a full-sized Casino. But now that I've got a Coupe, I must say that I'm really pleased with it. It is the perfect size for me. I happen to have a thing for small guitars, as you can tell by my collection of Squier Minis over there. But they're really mini. This guitar just has a smaller body, but it still has a normal scale length for any Gibson. And it just plays fantastic. And when I was reading the reviews, a lot of people were really bagging on the P90, saying that they were overwound. And for stage volume, that could be an issue. But since I will more than likely, never play on a stage again for home use at home volume, these play fine. You turn down the volume and they just... And the sustain is really nice on this guitar. The fit and the finish is fantastic. The fret ends are as smooth as could possibly be, better than some of the newer, more expensive Epiphones that I've had. Of course, with a used guitar, it's always possible that someone put some work into it. I have no idea what the condition was when the original owner got this back in 2017, if in fact that's when it was originally sold. So you never know. That's one of the benefits of a used guitar sometimes. Of course, the not so good benefit is, and again, this camera won't pick it up, I bet it will pick up the abysmal condition of the fretboard. I mean, I have never seen a rosewood fretboard in this bad a shape. It's like this guitar just was really not taken care of. You can see on this fret right here, I put some oil on it, so I'm guessing that everything will come back to really nice condition once I oil it up, if I decide to keep it. A note, I had to change a string on this guitar because, again, it shouldn't have been sent out in the condition it was. The strings are old, which is one thing. But more to the point, I couldn't even tune it up because the string was so short it was just flopping around in the tuner. I doubt the camera will pick it up, but there is a finish crack that runs down the whole center of the guitar. Yeah, the camera doesn't pick it up, but trust me, it's there. But I'm certain as the day is long that it's not in the wood, because that might pick it up. You can certainly see it when you look at it from an angle, but this camera doesn't pick it up. But I'm sure the wood is solid. So yeah, and from what I can see, at least on Musician's Friend and Guitar Center sites, they're no longer offering the vintage 3-color sunburst, which doesn't photograph nearly as well as it is in person. Very yellow on this camera. In person, it's a much softer, mellower color, and it looks fantastic. And of course, this came with a case. This is the cheap bottom-of-the-line Epiphone Casino Coupe or ES339 case, but it does the job. And And yeah, it was filthy. Which again, I don't understand Guitar Center. I don't understand their guys in their shipping department that don't take 5 minutes to just clean things up. But they don't. And the good news was, and I was hoping was the case, that it did come with the pick guard. So that was nice. I was sort of confident that when he said it came with the case, that the pick guard would be in the case. I don't know if this is an original pick guard. Doesn't have the E on it anymore, which is fine with me. I probably would have taken it off. So I'm sure I'll put that back on because I prefer pick guards. So that was a little extra woo-woo. That would have cost me $15 and another $10 or $15 for the bracket. So I'm heavily leaning on keeping this guitar, but I'm going to deal with them tomorrow. See what they say. It's interesting too, the camera doesn't pick it up, but there's a lot of schmutz on the edges of the pickup. I'm going to do a little bit of shining and winding and see if that comes out better. But anyways, there you go. If you're in the market for a coupe, again, I don't know, a lot of people stage volume, they say it just doesn't cut it, the tone's not good when it's up loud. Obviously it's not a high gain heavy metal kind of guitar, but for home use, I think it's just fantastic. And from what I understand, the 2017 model was the last year of the rosewood fretboards, which may or may not mean something to you. It's also my understanding that the newer ones have the CTS pots. Well, I've got 2 Epiphones with CTS pots. I notice no difference at all. The switch, not Switchcraft, feels great. I get no buzz or rattle from the bridge. Again, these are all things that potentially were worked out with a previous owner, which is sometimes one of the benefits of getting a used guitar, is that these things are worked out by somebody else. So thanks again for joining me. 2017 Epiphone Casino Coupe in what they call the Vintage Sunburst. And even if I end up not keeping this guitar, the cherry red one looks good to me too. I'm not really hip on Pau Ferro, if that's how you pronounce it, fretboards. I prefer rosewood just because that's what I've always had on guitars and it just works good for me. But we'll see. A little bit of negotiation and I'll probably come back and say whether I kept it or not. So thanks for joining me for another new, as the case today, used guitar day. Thank you.